I'm Brownfield anchor reporter Megan Grebner, and this is Managing for Profit on Brownfield, a content partnership with UPL. Today, Kip Jacobs and I are going to talk a little bit about corn yields and getting ready to plant the corn crop for the 2023 growing season. Kip, thank you for taking some time to join us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You know, as we think about this, I mean, we're early, right? But the corn yields really start with strong roots, and that's kind of where our focus is today. As farmers are getting ready to plant their corn crop this year, what can they do at this point and now to get those picket fence stands?
Absolutely. So I honestly think this is a perfect time to start this conversation. So, coming in at the end of the 2020 year season, everything's fresh. The results are fresh. So we can start to have those better conversations about 2023. And as growers start to turn their attention to that 2023 season, they need to realize that the difference between good corn and exceptional corn is often how healthy that crop is from the very beginning of the season. So while that crop is still young, we want to be sure that we can do everything we can to set that crop up for success for the whole year. So growers who have added and who will add TEPERA Plus HD, it's our fungicide insecticide premix. We'll see deeper root structures, even emergence, and early season vigor that can withstand spring weather changes, unpredictability, stuff like that. So in the fields where TEPERA Plus HD is being used in furrow at the time of planting, we've seen an average of 7.9 bushel per year on that acre over those untreated acres because that plant is so much healthier from the very beginning of the season.
I feel like too, with where commodity prices are now, and even input costs for that matter, getting the most and an increasing yield and taking advantage of that is good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the perfect product. Data continues to show that there's critical times throughout the growing season that do in fact start from the very beginning. So with this product and the rest of the UPL portfolio, we can truly set up that fully successful year from the very beginning of crop establishment.
Rootworm pressure is something we hear a lot about, or we talk a lot about as well. Are farmers seeing more rootworm pressure in fields?
Yeah, so over the past 5 years, this is something that I continue to track on several different levels, but growers have been facing growing reports of pockets of rootworm pressure throughout the areas. So TEPERA Plus HD is a very advantageous product for this. It contains a higher ratio of bifenthrin than previous formulations do, and this allows to protect against those yield robbing insects in furrow and also above ground. So combined with a full rate of fluoxastrobin fungicide, that TEPERA Plus HD can protect against not only the insects or the damaging insects, but also the early season diseases as well.
We hear fluoxastrobin mentioned a lot. Why is that such a key ingredient in this?
So fluoxastrobin is exactly as you said, the key ingredient and a very key ingredient in a lot of UPL products, including the TEPERA Plus HD. So fluoxastrobin is a highly systemic and residual strobilurin fungicide that controls seedling and soil-borne diseases. There are many long-term crop health benefits with TEPERA Plus HD and the fluoxastrobin fungicide. Once that plant has established its critical root structure, the plant has improved tolerance to environmental stresses and anything that may come at that crop throughout the season. So crop health during the season shows itself as a total yield benefit at the end of the year at harvest. So as we continue to show the benefit of fluoxastrobin with an increase of yield across those treated acres, fluoxastrobin and bifenthrin continue to show to be a very advantageous product to be applied to your corn early in the season.
When you're talking to growers at this point, and maybe you're evaluating what happened in 2022 as you're looking ahead to 2023, talk to me about the conversation around crop health. Why is this something that growers need to think about and maybe utilize those conversations as they're making those plans moving forward?
Yeah, so the conversation around crop health that we continue to have is we run into, I'll call it kind of a bottleneck where growers kind of have a plan set in way, and that's what they're going to do. So a lot of the times that the plan, a lot of the time the plan don't adjust for variability or unpredictability in that growing season. So with products like TEPERA Plus HD, we set up a program from the very beginning that continues to provide, in addition to other applications, provide success for that crop to be as healthy and happy as it can throughout the year. And data continues to show, with diseases such as the influx of tar spot and stuff like that, if we can continue to keep that crop as healthy and happy as we can from the very beginning, not only do we increase or we set up that crop to have higher yields from the very beginning of the year, but also we can continue to preserve that yield for the full season.
Kip, as growers are also having those conversations, what 2 questions do you think that they need to ask their agronomist or the folks that they're working with to put together a plan for 2023?
So the biggest 2 questions I think need to be asked is what worked this year and what seemed to be the problems that we have had in the past. So it seems like the past 3 to 5 years, the problems that we are having continue to become the norm. So we've started to run into wetter springs where we've seen an influx of seedling diseases and poor stand establishment, followed by those droughty conditions where we see poor crop health, and then oftentimes poor crop health leads into an increase in weed pressures as well. So with a product such as TEPERA Plus HD, we can set that crop up from the beginning. We can counteract or have efficacy against those soil-borne diseases and insects, so we can get that crop out of the ground and roots established from the very beginning. And that starts to go into better water holding capacity and competition of the crop further into the season as well. So that way we continue to set up that success.
Kip, thank you so much for your time and your insight today. If folks want to learn more or find out more information about TEPERA Plus, where can they go?
So TEPERAPlusHD.com, or you can contact your UPL representative for more questions.
Kip, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Megan Grepner with Managing for Profit on Brownfield, a content partnership with UPL.